Right now, Florida's Department of Environmental Protection is hosting a public meeting on the future of the Piney Point site. That's the former phosphate plant that earlier this year was at risk of spilling millions of gallons of wastewater into the nearby community. You're taking a live look at the meeting where they're talking about building a well to inject excess wastewater deep into the ground. But environmentalists are worried about what it could affect down the line. 10 Tampa Bay's Emerald Morrow is looking into what exactly they're planning.
Hopefully, the state and the county will really reconsider.
But plans for the state to issue a permit for a deep injection well to deal with toxic chemicals from Piney Point could be just hours away.
The deep injection well is our only viable option in order to get ahead of the next rainy season.
If approved, experts say the well would drill beneath the Earth's aquifers. Then machines would pump the treated water from Piney Point underground.
The second the state issues that permit, they will start drilling the well.
We object to that, and we believe that it would be illegal to do that.
Environmental groups suing Manatee County say injecting hazardous waste into the ground violates federal laws and regulations.
We don't want it contaminating our drinking water supply.
Engineering experts say deep well injections for the most part are safe, and in this case, there aren't really many other options. But there is one big worry.
The only concern for me is radioactivity. I recommend maybe the authority can do the quantification of the radioactivity of the waste, and before they can implement the plan.
County officials say they have tested the water and found nothing radioactive.
We are doing our part in order to ensure the final closure, the final chapter of Piney Point, which means those stacks are dewatered. They are sealed with a new liner and a clay cap and topsoil and sod so that we never have to worry about this again.
The county administrator says there are almost 260 million gallons of wastewater at Piney Point and that every inch of rain puts over 3.6 million gallons of additional water in those stacks. Tonight's public meeting is expected to last through 7 o'clock. So let's take a look at how we got here. While there have been problems at Piney Point for decades, the state allowed the site's operators to release more than 400 million gallons of wastewater into Tampa Bay back in March. That's after they found a leak in one of the retention ponds. They were concerned the walls would collapse and flood the neighboring community. More than 300 homes were forced to evacuate in the state of emergency. Engineers with Florida Department of Environmental Protection helped identify and stop the leak at the former phosphate fertilizer processing plant days later, but scientists say the damage was already done. What was pumped into the bay helped fuel the red tide outbreak we saw this summer.